What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be creating a tier list for the Storm, Roto Grip, and 900 Global releases from late December all the way through the halfway point here in 2021. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit the like button, smash the heck out of it, just to let us know that this is the kind of stuff you want to see moving forward. This is the first time we're doing a tier list. I'm actually pretty excited to do this. Let's get started. I'm gonna explain the tiers. So from top to bottom, we have the S tier, which is for us the nut in bowling terms. The A tier all the way down to the D tier will be stable balls that we need in the bag, just to have as options. We pretty much don't leave home without them. Usable are balls that, you know, can be interchanged. I'll figure out when to use something. Maybe if we're bowling on a specific pattern, I'll pick this ball to go with me to this specific tournament. Balls that are niche are balls that are, I think, good in specific situations, but not necessarily a ball that I would take with me everywhere. And the last category are balls that would be good for Mikey, because Mikey likes all the different balls. You know, some balls don't work for everybody. Some balls work really well for a large majority of people. But this is the category where Mikey just, you know, he just throws all the balls. Okay, we're gonna start from the bottom of the list and work our way up to the newer releases, starting with the Ordnance C4. Here we go. It's about as middle as it gets. Benchmark, that's what it makes me think. So, speaking of middle, I'm gonna put this in the usable category. I think it's a very useful ball. I think it's a ball that it's just as middle as it gets. Like, it's in the usable category. First ball out of the bag, in my opinion. I just haven't thrown it a lot, so that's why we're gonna throw it in the usable category. All right, moving on. Idle Synergy. I'm feeling similar vibes to the Ordnance C4, but I think it's a little cleaner. I think it could be used a little bit later in the block. We're gonna go in the usable category as well. These first two bowling balls aren't balls that I've used very often, so I'm going based on what I've seen and a little bit of what I've thrown. RST X1. I'm a little conflicted here because I really like the ball, but I just never use it. I have a hard time seeing situations where it would be good. I think it's a really good ball. I want to put it in the staple section, but I think I have to put it in the middle because I just don't use it that often. Moving on, the next ball, another strong bowling ball from Storm, the Proton Physics. This one and the Reality, I feel, are interchangeable, but I still think this one goes in the usable category purely because of the same reason as the RST. It's a good ball. I just don't use it that often, and I really don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I use the Reality more often. I'm gonna skip over to the Reality since we're talking about it right now. I'm putting this in the staple category. That's where we have to bring these bowling balls. Yeah, staple has to be in the bag every tournament. Every tournament. Every tournament. So Reality always goes with me everywhere. That's my big ASIM piece. Very good ball, a little cleaner than the Proton. Proton likes to hook. If you need a ball that hooks, get you a Proton. All right, we're moving on to what I think is the best ball on the market for right now. We're going with the Zen, and it's going in the nut category, the S tier. It's one of the best balls I think I've ever thrown in my life. It reminds me of a Phase 2, not in, you know, ball reaction wise, but usability. Super versatile. I've been able to throw it on numerous lengths, numerous volumes. The cover core combination is on the stronger side, definitely benchmarky, just like the C4 and the Idle. Fits that middle range, which gives me opportunities to go both ways with it. And when I see a ball that I can go both ways with, you know, I can hook it, I can play straighter, you know, I can get the ball to read, and it creates so much room for you front to back. It's like a Phase 2 to me. I was able to do that with that ball, and that's why it goes in the nut category. Zen ball good. Shout out Timmy Pfeiffer. He coined that term. Give him credit in the comments. UC2, and this one is just like the Idle Synergy and the Ordnance C4 for me. Haven't thrown it a lot. I think it's usable. I've seen it go down the lane. I've seen it look really good for a lot of people. So I think this one goes in the usable category as well. I didn't really give it a chance. Out of the bag, or off the press, when I first threw it, I was like, I don't really see myself throwing this over a Zen or over, you know, something else. But these Rubicons are pretty special because they're asymmetric, but they are closer to symmetric balls. So they're like strong symmetric balls. Hybrid? They're like hybrid cores? Something like that. I do think it's a great ball. I've seen Belmo throw it. Like I said, I've seen plenty of people throw it, and it looks pretty good. Moving on. we're going to Insight. Now, Insight is a ball that I was pretty excited for because it was supposed to be like Storm's version of the Rubicon. And the Rubicon, although I didn't throw it very much, you know, the concept was a great idea. You know, strong, symmetric ball. Give it a little more asim. I think it's underappreciated, but I haven't really seen a place to throw it for myself. So I'm going to throw it in the niche category because I feel like it's just, when it's good, I feel like it's going to be fantastic. But I just don't see it being used over a wide variety of things. I think it's got its spots. If you love your Insight, tell me about it in the comments. Convince me to draw another one. I actually kind of have the itch to throw it, so I might throw it a little more in practice just to see where it fits and how it can fit in my bag. High Road Max, and now this one I have high hopes for, and I think a lot. This is a hot seller. Bright green ball. It's like the Insight for me. I just haven't found a place for it. It's got weird numbers. It's a really strong cover, but it's got high road numbers, which makes it want to get down the lane. But it's just kind of confusing to me. I don't really know when to throw it. It was like the High Road Nano, exact same concept. Wild Streak, exact same concept. I like both of those, but I just never really knew when to throw them. So that to me is the definition of niche. It's specific to a certain situation. So that's where it goes. Parallax Effect. Now, I actually really liked one of them that I threw in the ball video. I ended up giving the one I liked more to Jesse. I don't know if he's still throwing it, but maybe he can throw something in there about, you know, him throwing it, his experience. Jesse's my editor, by the way. You can follow him in the description below. He got links. Parallax Effect, though, I think is usable. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Parallax, which would be the good for Mikey category, and I don't think I've had a large enough sample size with the Parallax Effect to give it a fair shot. So, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and put it in the usable category. Wow, so far we don't have any good for Mikey bowling balls. I really wanted to put the Insight in there because I thought the Insight, it just sounds like a Mikey ball. It's not super strong, but it's kind of, you know, it's got the asim, but it's kind of clean. It's cleaner than most strong balls in that category. You know what? I'm just going to throw it in the good for Mikey category. Let's just, why not? Just for the sake of filling out the whole sheet. We have a whole bunch of usable balls here. You know, a lot of my staple balls are not even on this list. Anyways, Honey Badger Intensity. This is another ball that I haven't thrown much because I just throw the same ball. Based on the video that we shot for it, very usable. A little weaker than the reality. I wouldn't say it's a staple, so it doesn't seem niche either. I think it's a lot more, you could use it on a lot of different things. So I'm throwing this one in the usable category as well. UFO Alert. The UFO Alert, in my opinion, is the second best bowling ball on the market right now. This ball is disgusting. It's sick. I love it. Like, this ball has to go in my bag. When I build an arsenal 6 balls, it's got the urethane ball, Zen, Aspector Phase 2, High Road Pearl, maybe the Emerald, and I'm bringing Reality and UFO Alert with me. What? So we got 3 balls up here that go everywhere. Everywhere. Now, it gets a little tricky here with this next ball. The Dark Code, to me, fits the same slot as the UFO Alert. And I like the UFO Alert a little better for myself because I'm on the lower ball speed, a little more rev dominant. I'm not saying I have a lot of revs, but the way the numbers match up, I'm more rev dominant. And the UFO Alert's just a little weaker, so it gets to the fronts easier, but it's still pretty smooth. Now, Dark Code, to me, I feel like it needs some surface. I've thrown it a little bit, and I think it's good, but it doesn't take over the UFO Alert spot, staple in the bag, so also usable. I do like the Dark Code a lot, though. It was pretty nasty in the ball videos that we shot, not gonna lie. So we're down to our last 2. They're both 900 global releases. Low-end balls, but if you throw them, they don't seem like low-end balls. I watched Archero throw them at a regional. I threw them. We're gonna do a ball video. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but these balls, bang for your buck. No joke. This burner solid, I think will go in the usable category. It's clean, but it's on the smoother side versus its Pearl counterpart, obviously. The Pearl one's gonna get down the lane a little bit further and have a little more kick. I can honestly see myself throwing this in the staple category because the first impression, it's got beautiful colors. It's blue and red. Those are just striking colors. I threw it. It did some things where I was like, this is actually a low-end ball. You're joking. This is not a low-end ball. It feels like a mid-performance ball. The colors remind me of Marvel Pearl. Maybe that's what's influencing me. I think these 2 balls are gonna kind of fly under the radar, you know, kind of sneak up on you. I don't see how, as a beginner, you can lose out by getting these balls because once you start to learn how to hook it a little more, it's gonna give you that. it's gonna hook. So that's gonna wrap up my tier list. Again, make sure you slap that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you want me to do a tier list on other things, like maybe all Storm balls, all Roto Grip balls, any kind of categories, give me some ideas in the comment section below. But really make sure you hit that like button to let us know that that's the kind of content that you want to see. Make sure you subscribe as well, hit the notification bell, because all of that stuff is free. And why wouldn't you want to come back, be one of the first ones to see the video, comment down below, and all that good stuff. We're going to be coming back again for the back half of the year. There's some brand new releases coming up, like Trend 2, RST X2. There's all these new bowling balls coming. We're going to do another tier list all the way right before 2022. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.